Hello, welcome back. In our last video, we have provisioned a web tier with all those software that we need, which includes Linux Ubuntu 12.4, Apache Web Server 2.0, PHP 5.5, and Oracle Call Interface 8. Alright, and now in this video, we'll look how we are going to provision DB tier. So essentially, you have two options. In option number one, that you can do is that you can provision an EC2 instance yourself, and on that you are going to have an AMI that is of 12.4 Ubuntu server, and then on top of that you are going to download Oracle 11.2 from Oracle website, and then you download all those dependency libraries that Oracle 11.2 requires so that you can install Oracle 11.2 here. So in this option there is a lot of work. However, the other option that we have is that we can use Amazon Relational Database Services, popularly known as RDS. So in this case, in the few button click, we can set up a database which is Oracle 11.2 with appropriate tuning and optimization. So essentially, it's a RDS abstracts a lot of other things that which you have to do in option 1. Okay, so it depends what you choose. But in this demonstration and in this course, I'm going to use Amazon RDS because it is easy, and again my goal here is to teach you how to do load testing. So let's go to the Amazon Web Services website, and right now I'm just going to click on RDS, and here is going to DB instance. I'm going to launch a DB instance. So it will ask me which engine that I need to choose. I need to choose Oracle SE. So let's select it. And then if you want to plan this thing for production uses, so what is the production uses? So this is something like this. So let's say this is a database that it's a production database. So what happens if for whatever reason if this database is crashed, then, or let's say for example this is in the building, say let's say building A, which the building is completely destroyed for some natural calamities. So in that case, all your customer data are also gone. Actually, this is what is in the production case. What people always do in parallel to this production database, they have a standby database. So say this is the production database and this is the standby database. So what happens is that application is connecting to this production database, and then there is a stream between the production and standby, so that whenever there's some changes happening, then those changes are also communicated to the standby. So that means if this thing is gone, then just application is going to do a transparent failover to this machine. Okay, and this link, whatever this thing is gone now. Okay, and then still the application is going to run and system is going to work. So this is what does it mean that in one location, so this is location A, we will have one database. In another location, that is going to be location B. In Amazon AWS, they call that one AG, or availability zone. Alright, so in our case, since this is not a production, it's a test and for a training case, we really do not plan to production purpose. If you plan for production purpose, then Amazon will set up two databases for you. One is production, another is standby. Alright, and then so say no, and next step, and here it will ask the license model. I'll select that license included, so that means I am paying the license cost Amazon, and then try to install which version of DB engine. So always install the latest version. Then go for a what is the database instance class. You need a micro instance, small instance, medium. So micro means only 750 MB RAM. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to relatively large instance. So DB M1 large instance. Alright, then it will ask me about multi AG deployment. So multi availability deployment. As I told you, I'm not really interested in that. I'm just going to do no. And minor version upgrade, I say no. I allocate, let's say 20 GB to start with. Then this is called IOPS. So IOPS means what is the the IO outputs. Okay, so I just go with the default IO output. It will ask me what is the instance identifier. Let's say give the name as overcl, then username give Moodle, and my password is welcome1. Okay, and the next step is make sure that availability zone is the same zone our middle tier is. So why I'm telling you, Amazon has their data center all around the world, and let's say in US they have a East Coast data center and they have a West Coast data center. And in East Coast data center they have one availability zone. Let's say this is called 1A. That means all those computers and storage and whatever, they're all connected in the same network. In East Coast 1B, they are, basically they're also connected in another network. So that means in our case we are going to, there will be a lot of traffic between the web tier and DB tier. So therefore it does not make any sense to have your web tier in one zone and your database tier in another zone. So in that case you have to do an extra hop to network. So and that is again going to have a performance impact. So what it's always recommend to have both the web tier and DB tier in the same zone. And to know that what is the zone that I need to select here, okay, I do not know which zone that I need to select here, availability zone 1A, 1C, 1D. So first let me see what is my availability zone for my Amazon EC2 instance. So the availability zone for Amazon EC2 instance is US East 1C. So therefore my RDC should be US East 1C. Okay, then always ensure that your character set name should be AL32 UTF-8. Anything else you choose is going to give an error while installing the application. Okay, so next thing is the parameter group. The parameter group is if you want to change anything about the Oracle database parameter, then you can create your parameter group and change it, but just go by default. That is what the best. The next thing is that security group. So what does security group means? So as I told you before, we open this port 22 and port 80 to outside. Similarly, Oracle database listens on port 1521, which can be configurable. Alright, so therefore what I want to say, I want to ensure that anybody can connect to this port 1521. At least this machine, this web machine can, this web tier can connect to this 1521. So basically that is what it says, that what is the security group. Let's say I just give the security group as default. So let's see what is going on. So next step, and it will ask me to enable automatic backup. I say no. Then next step, and then almost everything is ready. Now launch DB instance. So close. And now let me look at the security group, because that's what I think the default. So click on default. Okay, so what I have done here is that I had given the CIDR-RP. This means that I have attached that 0.0.0.0/0. That means anyone can connect to this machine. Okay, so if you do not have this thing, ensure that you put this thing and add, so that anybody can connect to your instance, to the 1521 port. Okay, so that is what I have done here. So still the database is creating, so it takes some time. So let's wait for that. Okay, so looks like right now the database is available, and so let's check what are the things. So it shows you the endpoint is this big string. Okay, so I will tell you what is the significance of this thing. So when you connect to a Oracle database, you need to know what is the IP address, what is the host name of the database server, and then you need to know what is the port number on which the listener is listening. This is giving you as 1521. Then the username is Moodle, and then we have given a password. With this, we have set up our database server with 11.2.0.2 of Oracle Enterprise Server. So with this, we're all ready right now so that we can install the packaged Moodle application. So if you look at your environment, so this is done, and now let's, in the next video, we are going to install Moodle